Yo fellas, I'm here, Brotherhood. Now I'm down here at Folly Beach, and I miss you guys, but this is amazing. Let's be real. So, two quick things. The beach. Go! We're going this summer. Panama City, you need to go. Also, we're going to Guatemala. We'll also go to the beach then, and a volcano. We get to do some awesome stuff there. Go to both of those things. Don't miss them. Anyway, so you're here at Brotherhood, and tonight we were going to talk about, we're continuing on. If you remember last week we talked about rejecting passivity, and this week we're talking about accepting responsibility. And we all recognize that the natural thing for man is to be passive, and so we want to engage in the battle and join in what God's calling us to do. And secondly, the natural thing anytime we struggle with anything is to not accept responsibility but blame someone else. So we're going to quickly look at the story of David. Pretty big deal, that guy. David, best king ever, took down Goliath. You know, kind of a big deal. And so if you look at 2 Samuel chapter 11, which I encourage you guys to do more after I talk through it briefly, you see it says, in the spring, in the spring, it's spring, it actually feels like spring here. Anyway, at the time when kings go off to war, David sent Joab out with the king's men and the whole Israelite army. They destroyed the Ammonites and besieged Rabbah, but David remained in Jerusalem. One of the problems that we see right away is David isn't where he's supposed to be. And one of the times that we fall into sin most of all is when we're where we're not supposed to be. And so we need to be where we're supposed to be, because I know that's the areas that we get into the most trouble. Anyway, one evening, David got up from his bed and walked out on the roof of the palace. From the roof, he saw a woman bathing. The woman was very beautiful. And David sent someone to find out about her. Okay, so first of all, he's where he shouldn't be, and then he's looking and checking out things he shouldn't be checking out. And he's finding himself in a situation where he has a choice. Do I fall into sin, or do I turn? So right now, I'm at the beach. There's all kinds of girls in bathing suits. I have a choice. Do I honor my wife and protect my eyes? Or do I look and check out whatever's there? And so you see David, he checks it out. And he's checking her out. And it says she was really beautiful, and he said, isn't this Bathsheba, the daughter of Elam, and the wife of Uriah the Hittite? David sent messengers to get her. She came to him, and he slept with her. So he's not where he's supposed to be. He's looking at what he shouldn't be looking at, and he falls into adultery. And then, she went back home. Verse 5, the woman conceived and sent word to David saying, I'm pregnant. This just got to be an even bigger deal. You see, sin builds on top of each other. And then David said, I got to cover this up. He didn't want to accept responsibility, so he tried to figure out a way around it. So he sent for Uriah, her husband, and said, hey, why don't you sleep with your wife? And when he came home, he was like, I could never do that, because none of my men get to. And so then, hey.
Hi.
And so in that moment, he was trying to cover up his sin, and that's what we always try to do. We tell one lie to try to cover it up, and then we have to tell another lie. So Uriah wouldn't do what he wanted him to do. So instead, David's like, hey, I'll get him drunk. So he gets him drunk to try to get him to sleep with his wife, and he still won't. And so then, David does the only thing he knows what to do at that point. Kill him. If he's not going to do what you want, just kill him. And so David goes, like, from the greatest king ever, within a few short moments, which is sin always is quick. It seems like it just builds. And you see him go, being where he's not supposed to be, looking at what he shouldn't be looking at, getting with a girl he shouldn't have been with, and then trying to cover it up because she got pregnant, and he ends up committing murder, doing things he said he would never have done. And you know, we all fall into the same boat. We're like David. We mess up once, and we're trying to cover it up. And then we mess up again, and again. But it would have been so much better at the very beginning. David owned up and said, I need to accept responsibility. I'm not where I should be. If he would have went back to war when he should have been, it would have been so much easier than trying to cover up a pregnancy and a murder and all this stuff. So for you, what is it? What are you trying to cover up that you should just own up to? Because there's freedom. There's healing. If we just say, you know what? I blew it. Me. I'm that man. You're also going to look at a chapter in the book of Psalms where David owns up. Because when we accept responsibility, things change. Healing begins. When we keep passing the blame, sin just gets bigger. That's the way it works. So, fellas, enjoy the night. Love you guys. We'll see you soon. Enjoy the spring. Peace.